Good evening, everyone, and very welcome to Bridges of Light this evening. This evening, our talk is going to be on the power of self-love. Self-love is something we don't actually talk about a lot, do we? It's nearly taboo in a lot of senses that we're afraid if we praise ourselves or if we say something nice about ourselves, that it's vanity. Hi Sonia, lovely to see you here. And all reliable, aren't you? And I take away the old. But yeah, I suppose as children we were kind of trained into not expressing ourselves and how good we were at doing something, or just being aware of our own value and our own sense of well-being. Hello Mariella and Ona, all very welcome. We have a nice group this evening because we're going to talk about just loving the self, and I feel there's a nice meditation coming on later on, and we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, to take the title of self-love, I feel to look at it, what we need to do is kind of look at the negative side of it first, because we need to see how we feel about ourselves is coming from. And some of it comes from, I suppose, genetic in a sense, parents who didn't actually have that sense of the power of love for themselves, pass it on genetically, it's within the DNA. But then we have all the different life experiences that where we meet people who are very often just very quick to tell us that, you're no good, you'll never make anything of yourself, you're a total waste. All of these things that we have heard, and I'm sure no matter where you are in the world, these are statements that you listen to as a child. And no matter what we do believe the negative much quicker than we believe the positives. If someone gives us a compliment, how hard do we find it to accept that compliment? And I put up my hands to it. It's part of conditioning. But now, I think I keep saying this all the time, but as we get older, we're actually more aware of who we are, and it's easier to accept a compliment because you do appreciate and you put value on yourself, so that taking that compliment it's nice to take it, but you don't need it. It's something you don't need. It's nice, you enjoy it. And that's the difference, because if you need compliments, you need to look and see, well, where's the love for me, that I'm looking for approval from outside of me. And that's the difficult part of processing your beliefs in yourself, because it's so much easier to actually accept the negatives. I just want to drop in here and say hello to Anna Maria and Mimo and Lorella. Lovely to see you here, and I hope you enjoy the evening. Later on we do a meditation, and it will be based on self-love as well. So when we look at how to deal with changing our attitude to ourselves, we're the most important person in the world, because we're the person that feels our pain, our sense of inadequacy, our sense of lack of confidence, our sense of trust in ourselves. All of these things, we're the person that feels them. No one actually can make you feel it, because if you build your trust in yourself, it will mean nothing. Someone coming along and trying to I always call it's mental abuse, but no, sometimes people just doesn't realise what they're saying, that it has such an impact. And when someone can say it to you, when you've built your confidence in yourself, it doesn't, you can stand your ground and say, I won't accept that. And more often than not, the person that says it will get quite a shock when they hear that coming back to them. So it is something that I just want to check in here. Lovely Anna Maria, you're my moderator tonight, lovely. I am you, Angel, my dear, lovely. As I say, there's so many people gets involved in this whole role of doing the shows, because there's someone has to be always in the background. Fran, how are you? And Mary, you're very welcome. So you see, when I say to work with self-love, you need to break down, you need to identify first where your lack of trust in yourself, where your lack of confidence comes from. And as you identify where that comes from, then you can start to take steps towards taking the balance back in. And you would often hear people talking about affirmations. And affirmations is a great way to work. It's something you can do in your own time, in your own space. And it's simply saying words like, I am beautiful. Now that's something that's quite difficult to do it with sincerity. Because we look in the mirror, and when we look in the mirror, we see all the faults, we see the spots, we see the hair's not right, we see we're too fat, we're too thin. We all the time, we criticise ourselves. And there's a little piece here that I just wrote. Jenna Cecilia is the name of the person that wrote it. And I know it's the feminine aspect of it, but it's the same for us all, man, woman or child. And the words she wrote is, I now stop and greet my reflection instead of looking past the girl in the mirror. All she ever wanted was her own love. And isn't that so true? I feel we can all identify with those words. You know, no matter what anyone would say to us, we wouldn't believe it. They said you were nice, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're gifted, and it's so easy not to accept that. So start, I would say in the meditation this evening, it's a time to start, because tomorrow never comes. This is the present, and this is where you start. And to think for a moment that you're wasting time and energy on not believing in yourself and not enjoying the person that you are. What we're doing is letting our mind control us, because it's our mind that wants to have that appreciation coming from someone else. Our spirit is strong. Our spirit has the ability to accept everything that there is about us. It doesn't criticize us. So why do we always want that extra bit of reassurance from outside? When a baby is born, the baby comes with all the genetic inheritance, all the ability to absorb everything that's around, that it's in its environment. And when we hold that baby in our arms, we're able to connect with that love with the baby. But it's when the challenges comes, when the baby grows into a toddler and grows that bit bigger, that's when the negativity can start. because the babies, whether let it be whatever country, I know there's a difference between here in Ireland and England, because we'd say bold for a child doing something that they shouldn't do, whereas in England bold means brave. But if you just take it that when a child does something that the parent or adult looking after it doesn't agree with them doing, they tend to give that negative statement on top of it. So the child, if they hear enough negativity, they begin to believe it. So look back on your life, and one of the things that I'd ask you to do later on, if you can identify the person that had the most negative influence on your life, to be able to forgive them, because that's the beauty of your soul. Your soul will forgive, and you'll stop carrying it then, because the problem lies in you being able to attach to that all the time, to change that belief. So when you forgive the person that, I suppose, imprinted that in your energy, that's the time you'll be able to let it go and not be holding it. Because when you're holding that in your heart, what's happening is it's taken up space there that takes the space of love. So you just find the ways around how to get into the space where it's easy to nurture the love of self. And when you do that, the joy then comes of being in a situation where you're not easily knocked, you're not easily insulted, or you're not easily in a situation to get into a situation that's not good for you. Because you'll stand your ground with your boundaries. And it's those boundaries that keep you safe, but they also make you strong, because you know when is the time to actually start seeing what is really happening through someone else's eyes. They're trying to put, let me put it this, put you down, but they're trying to make you feel less than them. And that isn't the case of reality. The reality is everyone is on a level where they're able to choose what it is right for them. Anna Maria, it's true, very often if I look at the mirror there is something not good. Even I know I am beautiful. Yeah, and as I say, I can't get into the rest, what goes into the blue Seymour. I can't get into that without the risk of turning off. Yeah, and you see, this is it, Anna Maria, and I'd say probably everyone that's here this evening will say the same. You'll see the faults, and I know someone who they're a beautiful looking person, but they can't stand photos because they don't see themselves in that beauty. And that's the sad part of it. It's the fact that it destroys that positivity, and you're able to demoralize yourself more and more if you surrender to it. Love is something that has so many different elements to it. Like, I wrote down a few here because my memory doesn't be great. And of course I always blame age. That's projection, but anyway. The elements of love, and just think of them at the moment. Hi Bernie, you're very welcome. Just think of them as I read through them. I'll read through slowly. I'll just leave a few moments for you to think. And the other part of this is, if you're familiar with the chakras, and the energy zones that's in the body, if you look and see how these relate to the energy that you have, the base chakra is about power, it's about strength, it's about doing, it's actual physically doing. Now, that's the part where you're coming from the essence of love, to trust. You know, that's the first element of love. To have confidence. We move up now, we're at the solar plexus, and tolerance. We move up now to the heart, and the heart is about kindness. We move up to the throat chakra, and it's about acceptance. And the brow chakra is compassion. And we go, I'll throw it back down, dish it out again, get the words out properly. And the crown chakra is about love. That is the ultimate. That's when all the energies come together. And isn't that the ultimate wish that we all have, is that we're able to accept ourselves at all the different levels, not worrying about what people think about us. It's what we think about us. Is to go into that diamond that's in there, that place where you can actually feel the love, feel the tolerance, feel the confidence, feel the acceptance, feel the trust. And when you can pull all of them together, you'll know where you are on this journey. And you'll know that there's so many things that's there for you. So many that you'll be able to enjoy, because you stop looking outwards. You feel inwards. It is the central essence of our lives, Mariella. Very definitely. And yeah, if you love yourself and believe in yourself, you can literally do anything it is that you take on to do. Because you don't see failure as being something that is wrong, that's something that's negative. Failure is a lesson to learn. And if you make the same mistakes a couple of times, you're doing it by choice. It is a very hard job, Anna Maria. And when you're my age, you do know about the hard jobs that there is in it. It's something that you take one step at a time. And even if you take one aspect of it to step in baby steps forward. And one of the things to do that's a major help is the mantras, because you tell yourself that you've confidence. You tell yourself, not when you're actually ready to do something, you need to lay the groundwork. Fear is a big factor that we have in that we don't think we're able to do something. The fear of failure. I remember very well, because fear is something I don't suffer from. But I went over to England to look for work when I was 50 at this stage. And I ended up going to, I got a phone call asking me to go for an interview. And I said, where will the interview be? And she said, in Zurich. And I said, where? And yeah, it was in Zurich, in Switzerland. And I said to my sister, I said to her, you know, what was happening, that I was going over for a weekend to do attend the interview. And she got every reason in the book why I shouldn't go. Now, I was 50 years of age. It was different if I was, we'll say, knee-high to a grasshopper. But I was well fit to look after myself. But the negativity never came into it with me, that something might happen when I'd be out there, or that I was going to people I didn't know. I think it's you know, work with the fear, and that helps you when I know, as I say, that's not a situation, that's not a feeling that's strong in my list of problems. Fear is something that I work through, whatever it is, without allowing it to come in and control me. It's something that you will have to look and see what is your fear, how can I best work with that. And I'm always contactable, if not through Facebook, through phone or whatever. I have no problem dealing with questions outside of this hour. Just if you know, when you can help someone to work through something that's there, that's a block for them, that is the way that we work on ourselves as well. It's like giving, like today is the world celebration of kindness. And when we give, I always maintain, we receive in multifold the essence of what we give. There is no doubt about that. So never be afraid, if feel in whatever way, if I can help, I will help. Because I think fear stops us from doing a lot of things that we are brilliant at. And it's the fact of being afraid to take that step forward. So you have your homework now, that you're going to start looking and seeing, exploring what it is. See, you will find on the journey then, you will find that along the way, when you start to spend time with it, that you'll find where it's stemming from. Life events creates a lot of fear for us. Events that we have no control over. You know, things can happen as we're children. Loss of a parent, loss of a sibling, loss of grandparents that you're very attached to. All of these things can have a major impact on us. But we can work with them. And every day that you have in your life, if it's a day to work with and to feel and to be aware of what it is that's important for you. Next week we're going to be working on the numerology life path numbers, and I will be only talking, I won't be doing readings, but I'll be talking about the value of each life path number and how you relate to it. So when you literally do get into it, you will see where it is your strengths are and what you can work with. So you're not on your own. You'll find that you will have different aspects of yourself that you know is there, but you're afraid to actually open the box we often call about taking the step further, opening the Pandora box. But there's always something good within everything. There's something that you would have. There's always a value in any lesson that we learn. So it's just, we'll explore that a little more maybe in another day, but I don't want to kind of turn too much on this. This is about self-love, working with it and being aware of how precious you are, and not being afraid to say that. And if someone comes along with a compliment, accept it, and just allow that to be a confirmation, but don't allow it to control you. Or the love of ourselves. Well, we find maybe sometimes in our work we can separate our own spirit in accepting that if someone, when we're out working, that we can accept it in that place of being, but not accept it in who we are. But it's all part of that actually will help you to diagnose it. It's opposite to what I often say, not to get too involved in who you are, but sometimes it's positive to do that, because you find out something about yourself, and you find out maybe a secret about yourself in the midst of it. Anna Maria, I can't video individually. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this evening we're going to the meditation. As I always say to you, I know where I'm starting. After where I start, I don't know where I'm going to go. But I said to you earlier about just being aware of who it is you feel has had the most negative impact on you. That either treated you unwittingly, that you were no good, or that something, you weren't able to do this or you weren't able to do that. This is the time now where you're going to forgive them. And by forgiving, you're letting that go. And sometimes you can get yourself that's an aim to do. That's your aim, to be able to rise above it. And the person, they may be totally oblivious of the fact that they would have had such an impact. I was listening to someone the other day and talking about when they were in a home, in an orphanage, and the impact that had on them. And and there's people, there's always one or two that you would have in any walk of life, let it be in everyday life that you're in now, or going back in your childhood and teaching and family. So now's the time to forgive that person, and just you'll hold them in your mind for a little while in the meditation, and then we will just allow that energy then to settle. Okay, so now if you just find yourself nice and comfortable, my old story, not so comfortable that you'll fall asleep. I'll get the music playing for you. And we are ready. Hi Shane, you're very welcome. And Maria Grazia, you're also welcome. Anna too. lovely to see you coming in. And we're going to do a meditation now. So now, just first of all, get yourself back upright so that the energy can flow freely through your body. And just put your feet firmly on the ground. Become aware of connecting with Mother Earth. And just feel that energy. You're going to transmute that energy into your body through every muscle and bone in your body, relieving any stress that you may be feeling. So just taking the Mother Earth energy through your feet, up through your legs and into your body. Just saturating every cell in your body, allowing you to relax and to be at ease. And just feel the energy that has started in your feet. Just feel it, just reaching through your whole body and above now the top of your head. Just allowing all the energies of the chakras to connect together. And now we're going to go on a little personal journey. Just being aware, as we talked earlier, about the person who made you feel that you weren't important. Just this is the time now where we're going to heal this feeling and forgive this person. So with the inward breath, just in your mind, say the person's name. And as you breathe out, just allow your body to deep breath outwards, releasing any of the effects that you've felt over the years. Breathe in, and with the outward breath, just allow that energy to leave your soul. Allow it to drift with your outward breath. And we'll just do one more time. Just breathe in with the name of the person. And this time, one long, deep breath that you've taken in, just allow it now to leave your body with all that it can take from that memory. Now we're going to change and come into the beautiful energy that is going to allow you to feel the love of yourself. So with this breath, you're going to breathe in pink. Just be aware of the color pink as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just breathe out pink so that it's going to fill your aura, healing and freeing. Just being at ease and allowing the energy to do its work. You can breathe in pink, a deep breath, and now breathe out pink and with love. Being at ease and being at one with yourself. Now we're going to find within the palm of our hands the bud of a rose. That bud can be any colour of a rose. It can be red, yellow, multicoloured, it makes no difference. It's whatever colour you feel drawn to. And within the palms of your hands, that rose is there. And now open your palms and see the beautiful structure of that rose. How the leaves are all together and ready to blossom when the time is right. Now you can sit out on the beach, nice and relaxed. Just allow yourself to be in that space. Being aware that you're able to transport yourself into a different space in any moment in time. That beautiful energy that you're part of, and it's part of you. So now you're there with your lovely rosebud, and as you look around you, you see that there are flowers that's growing just within your arm's reach. The flowers be all colours, doesn't matter what colour. But those colours that you're drawn to, just pick those flowers. Just pick them so that you have flowers surrounding your rosebud. Very beautiful flowers, all colours. These flowers around you represent the people that are around you. in day-to-day life. The people that you transmit your energy to help and guide people at different points in time. Just allow that energy to come together with that red rose. And now you're going to allow the essence of the rose to reach out to those people that surround you, that are represented in the flowers that you're surrounded by. You are relaxed and you feel the energy just being in that space. You're in a state of feeling at ease, but also feeling very light. As if you can float. And now that rose wants to take you on a journey further afield. It wants you to float. So just allow yourself to drift now. In the distance, you see a stone, a large stone, a rock that's appearing in the distance. And you find yourself coming towards it. And you know there's someone there waiting for you. As you sit now on the rock, you find that the essence of energy that's there waiting for you is there to greet you with that whole energy of love. That as you sit beside them, you can feel that energy. You can feel it going from the tips of your toes right up through your body, and like before, through your body and up above the crown of your head. Feel it. And now as you're sitting there with that beautiful essence that is your guide, that's come to you to reassure your strength and power of love is there for you, and trust that. Just allow yourself to be present. Being present means that you can smell the freshness of the air around you. You can hear beyond the range of your hearing. You can see beyond the range of your sight. And you can feel that energy. And now you find that there is someone coming and sitting right beside you on the stone. Just allow them time to build the energy. But you know first of all that you feel the energy of love. And now you find that it's someone you love dearly from the spirit world that's joining you. And they're so happy to be with you, to share this space and time. And just be aware of their presence. But more than that, be aware of their love. Have that space where you're totally saturated by the essence of love coming from your guide and from the person present with you. And now, what you're looking at now with your rose that's in the palm of your hand, you're finding that the rose is opening up. The petals are just beginning to open up into a beautiful flower. And that flower is happening because of the love that you're feeling at this moment in time. And as the flower opens, in the very center of it, you see something that's glittering. Just put your fingers in and lift it out. It's a jewel. It's a jewel that's shining bright. And this is your guide's gift to you. A gift to make sure that you remember the time that you were filled with that beautiful love from your guide and your loved one that's with you. So now, just allow yourself to just start floating back to where you were sitting at the start. You're coming back into awareness, but all the time keeping the awareness of that jewel that's in your rose. And as you sit there, you're aware that you have a few petals from the flowers that you found down on the beach. And they represent family or friends or colleagues that are part of your life. So acknowledge their participation in this journey. Acknowledge the love that they have for you and the unconditional love that you have for them. So as you sit there, you're going to breathe in deep down into the pit of your stomach, that essence of feeling love. And as you breathe out, just allow that love to circulate all around you. Being in that beautiful space, being aware of who was with you, and just acknowledging their power and thanking them for being with you. So now just gradually be aware of the chair you're sitting on. Aware of the room that you're in. And aware now of your fingers and toes. And just move them and follow that movement through your body. And just come back into awareness of where you are and the task in hand. To get the full the value of what that diamond or what that crystal is, the value of it for you, I would say to you to either write something down or get something that symbolizes that, so that as time goes on, you become more aware of the value of it. You become more aware of it happening and how you were able to receive that love. Because when you get over that hurdle of acknowledging that beauty that's within you, you'll have no bother with anything that's about you that's derogatory. So it's you know, it's something that's very beautiful, that our guides can work with us, and just trust them. I just want to say hello to, hi, Mary, Anna, Pat, Varta, Valentina. Lovely to have you joining us this evening. Yeah, no, that's fine, Ona. You know, see, when you give yourself the thought of doing something, when you sit for meditation of any description, it happens. If you fall asleep, it happens because the condition, you see, it's your spirit that's we're working with, not your mind. Your mind will, it's your mind that does all the negative things. Your spirit knows what it knows you're going to go on this journey, so it's working. Your mind may fall asleep, and so it's fine. Never worry about falling asleep. I think my two hands will put up my feet as well if it did. But yeah, it's quite a common response in meditation, so don't worry about it. Yeah, thank you, Mariella and Sonia. I think, not sure if it was Sonia, the music I use, someone asked last week, is Richard Newell's music. And one of the great things is, you know, it's this thing of copyright. It was a big problem at one time for me. And it's Richard is great, lovely man, but there's no problem with copyright. And the other CD was Namaste. Now Namaste, there's a couple of beautiful tracks for meditation, but there's one or two where it's too noisy, and that sounds awful saying it about music, but you know, it's crescendoed, I suppose. So I need to be able to mix it on with my laptop, get the tracks together. But my laptop and me is not in great relationship at this moment in time. Fran, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, one of the things about that meditation is that you know, if you go into it and there's someone you want to forgive, or someone you want to release yourself the ties to them, it's one great way of doing it, because you have to feel it first to know what you're letting go of. That's the hard part. But when you let it go, that's the time then it's okay. You're able to release that attachment and allow love to, because there's no value in holding on to situations that's not working well for you. I think I may be running a little bit over time. I know we just have about a half a minute. Next week we're going to do the numerology life path numbers. Now, as I say, it's not personal reading. What I'll be doing is going over the numbers. But if you have beforehand, it will your date of birth, full date. Don't be cutting short your years. We'll say like 1960. Don't be putting 60. You need to count in the 1960s. So the day, the month, and the year. So if you do that, it'll be half your battle. You'll be able to write the numbers down because I'm sure you'd have people that you would like to know what their number represents as well. So for next week, that's your homework for next week. I look forward to seeing you then. Just have a good night's sleep, or wherever you are. I've seen someone from South Italy. This is the worst of when I talk on. There was someone here from Southern, yeah, Anna. Lovely to see you, and it's lovely. There's a few new names here this evening, so lovely to see you all, and have a lovely weekend. Take care and bless you all.